So here, look at this. Did you know that Apple Music now literally allows you to describe any type of vibe and then it'll create that playlist for you in real time? So for example, if I type in Justin Bieber, acoustic, live, love music, it'll then within 10 seconds or so build me a purpose-built playlist that fits that exact vibe. This is easily one of the coolest features that Apple's added to Apple Music in general, and it also gives you a nice little foreshadow into what the new Siri with Gemini could look like moving forward with iOS 27. And iOS 26.4 has been out for a little over a week now, and I wanted to show you guys probably the top 10 tips and features that came out with 26.4 now that we've got to play with them for a little while and see exactly which one's worth it for you or not. So let's get right into it. But now before we continue, if you do enjoy videos like this one, definitely consider subscribing to the channel and help us get to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. But now let's elaborate on that first tip. So let's get right into this and talk about the top 10 features with iOS 26.4, especially a couple weeks later after it's been out to the entire public, and a lot of it has to do with media consumption in Apple's native applications. So like I showed you in the very beginning, the Apple Music app got a lot of brand new features to really help it as a competitor towards things like Spotify and are there even any other ones in terms of streaming services that are important? I guess there's YouTube Music and Tidal, but again, Spotify and Apple, those are the two big ones. And one of the things Spotify had that Apple was still missing, and there's still a little bit of a difference in this, is going to be any AI-generated kind of content when it comes to Apple Music. But they did add a new playlist feature, so if we go over here, go into our library, go to Present Plus, create a new playlist. This allows you to create a new playlist based on just a descriptor or a prompt that you want to do. There's some kind of predetermined ones here if you want to, and if you want to type in whatever you want, maybe I can do Bieber acoustic, and then it'll give me that vibe. You press that search button. It gives you this brand new UI, which I do think is a little bit of a foreshadow into what this new AI Siri Gemini is going to look like. You know, I bet you they're going to rebrand it again at WWDC in the way that it looks. But again, after about 10 seconds or so, it will generate the playlist for you, and then you can kind of modify it as you see fit. So there it is, Justin Bieber Acoustic Essentials. You have a few different ones on here. As you can see, acoustic is on there. It didn't do all acoustic, but again, that's kind of like the vibe and the theme of what I wanted. You have a couple options here. You can swipe up to customize a little bit more. You can add more songs manually, or you can, again, refresh it completely. You have these three dots up here to add more, select, report concerns, and then you can press this check mark and then create that playlist for you. And then, of course, it'll just act like any other playlist. You can add people to it, and whatever other settings you can do that as well. And then another new feature that they added was going to be bringing album artworks to life and then the immersion of it all when it comes to Apple Music. So again, not every single album artwork will support this, but they will support a new version of this. So for example, one that's fully supported is going to be The Weeknd's brand new album. So I'm going to turn the volume down so we don't get copyright striked. We'll press this song right here, and if you tap in here, you can see that the whole album artwork is flashing, it's moving, it's taking up the entire screen itself, which is cool to see. So that's a brand new feature with Apple Music. And now if the album artwork doesn't support that, so for instance, if I pick a song that isn't supported by that exactly, so I'll click on this, it'll still to an extent take up the entire display, right? So now everything is kind of color matched. You still have a kind of pinkish hue on here, which you can see. It's gonna match that color artwork of the album. So always good to see some new improvements overall. And then we got a new redesign into the profiles. Now this is going to be across all of Apple's native applications that have a profile. So again, Apple Music is an example. If I tap on the top right, I now have my account name, my music profile, and then everything is listed down here. And it's going to be very similar to what's new on the App Store. So if I go over here, go into the App Store, go right here, you can see that it's going to be very similar. Everything is broken down a little bit differently to make it a little bit more organized overall. Subscriptions, apps and purchases, updates. Before, you would tap this open and then your updates would be the first thing that you see. It got a little convoluted and then everything else got lost in it because, you know, you have so many apps that you have 30 updates at the same time. So that's going to be brand new into iOS 26.4. So to continue on with a lot of the content consumption stuff, we're going to go into the podcast application. Apple, again, a big foot forward into their media consumption type of applications because they want more people to be viewing them. So the first thing is going to be that we have now video in the podcast application, and it's going to be determined by the little video moniker in each one of these episodes. So you can see here, great movies on the side podcast. If you guys are into movies, highly recommend listening to this one. And then you also have the little logo right there. So if I tap on this one, you see a little video logo right there. We'll press a play button. It'll open it up, and then you have the video experience. So your podcast will resume after this message. And what you can do here, which is nice, is if you are saving data, if you aren't on Wi-Fi, or maybe your Wi-Fi is slow, but you still want to listen to the podcast, you just turn off video, you get the wallpaper, or I guess the album artwork, or the podcast artwork, and you'll be good to go. And it works extremely well. I'm a fan of it. And I personally consume video podcasts more, and I usually go to YouTube to consume those video podcasts. And I could slowly start to migrate myself over to Apple Music and Apple Podcasts and all the Apple native applications. Spotify does have video podcasts, and they have audiobooks, and they have kind of everything in one. So it kind of just depends on what you like. Do you like your music and podcasts and audiobooks separated? Do you like everything to be in one application? Is it too much to be in one application? Is there too much friction if it's all in separate applications? It kind of just depends on what you're into in the moment. Another layout difference is going to be when you're actually customizing your wallpaper. So if I long press on here, speaking of wallpapers, if you guys are into this one, this is part of our April drop. If you guys are members of the channel, you get exclusive monthly wallpapers, and you get the back catalog of every single wallpaper we've done over the last, I think, year and a half. So there's hundreds of wallpapers to choose from. I'll leave a link down below if you guys like this one. But now Apple took the approach that they did with the Apple Watch. So if I long press on here and then go to customize a new one, in order to actually get the wallpapers, they used to be pre-installed in the actual iOS system. But now if you want all the ones that were pre-installed before, you actually download them in kind of these wallpaper packs, very similar to how you do it inside of the Apple Watch app when you're customizing different complications and wallpapers and things of that nature. So you just go in here, you tap get, and then it'll download all the corresponding wallpapers, and you'll be able to access them as you see fit. So that's a new kind of layout difference. Another great one that's all about quality of life for this one is going to be that stolen device protection is on by default. Before, it was actually disabled by default, so device stolen protection is just another security measure to make sure that if somebody does steal your device, they can't access any of your personal data. So that's now on by default, which is a huge one in my opinion, because not a lot of people know that that's even a feature. Another one is going to be in the shortcuts application. So now you're able to add additional kind of battery shortcuts inside of here. So if I had a plus button right here to kind of show it off, we can go into battery, set battery charge limit, and you have the different options now for different variables from anywhere between 80 and 100% in 5% increments. So that's a great unit to measure, and it's very underrated. You can add this into any shortcut that you like. I know my buddy Steven Robles is going to be all over this one. And then as the quality of life features start to improve, if you go into Find My, funnily enough, they didn't have a dark mode with Find My. So before it was always in light mode, but now you do have the dark mode, which makes it a little bit easier to see at nighttime. So if you are tracking things in night mode or in dark mode, it'll be easier to see. And then one that I wanted to bring up about Creator Studio, but real quickly, Apple did change the logo. This is not a functional difference, just a look difference of the Final Cut camera. So you can see that it looks like a camera lens now up here. To each their own. I kind of like the old one, but you know, change, it is what it is. I don't even use this one. I actually use a Blackmagic camera app for my camera app of choice on my iPhone. But the next thing I do want to bring up is going to be in Freeform. So of course, that app logo also changed when we did get the new Freeform, but you get a bunch of new features in Freeform if you are a paying customer of Creator Studio. Now, I am a paying customer right now, just as I'm using Final Cut Pro a lot more and things like that. I might actually just go out and buy it outright, but for now I am a paying member, which means it does give me some access into some of the more kind of creative and premium content that you get, like you see right here, access to a library of Apple curated images and graphics. If I press continue, you're then able to see that I have the generate image and then the intelligence features. If I tap on that, you can show a bunch of usage status if you want to, but then you can also add a bunch of different elements on here. So if I click on the paperclip, you can generate images, but also browse Content Hub. So this right here is exclusive to Creator Studio members and Creator Studio customers. You can access all these icons and images that they've generated. Again, all exclusive stuff. You can see it by that little moniker right there in the top right-hand corner. So that is paid content, but it is there if you are somebody who uses Freeform a lot. And then overall, just everything feels smoother. Apple really tightened everything up. They're definitely getting ready for 26.5 and then the eventual iOS 27 update, which will be announced at WWDC in June. Performance has been great. And then lastly, let's check battery life real quick. I always like to check battery life, especially after a public release, especially after a couple weeks. But if we go over here, let's go to our view battery usage. You can see that we're getting on a day like Saturday, about 5.5 hours, almost 6 hours of screen on time. On a day like Wednesday here, 8 hours and 4 minutes of screen on time. So we're getting about 8 hours on one full charge. Again, I'm at my desk, so I'm constantly having to put the iPhone on the charger, just even by habit. But again, to each their own. On a day like Friday, 124% usage, but we got 10.5 hours of screen on time. Again, my usage is insane. My phone is my work and things like that. At least that's my excuse. But that's 26.4, everybody. And those are all the best features that you got to know. Let's finish up the video. So that will just about do for this video, everybody. As you saw, 26.4 brought a ton of new updates that are actually very usable. And all those Apple Music features are big Spotify killers, in my opinion. As somebody who's a primarily Spotify user, Spotify has a little bit to worry about when it comes to what Apple Music has been implementing over the last couple months and years. But let me know in the comment down below what you think. But overall, 26.4 has been great. Performance has been fantastic. Battery life is up to the kind of optimal level that it should be, even 6 months later with using the iPhone 17 Pro as the main device. But let me know in the comment down below what you think and what else we should check out with any of these new iOS updates. But if you made it to the end, leave a little dolphin. And if you guys want to watch more videos like this one, check out one of these videos right here. Until next time, I'm Fernando. Peace.